Yeah.
Do you guys use sleep content now at all?
No.
When did you start incorporating sleep content in your life?
It's a 30% for me. It's
30%?
What does that mean?
30% of the time I'll use it
Oh,
Okay.
because some days I don't need it,
Yeah.
and those are the great days.
Yeah.
And some days I'm like, I'm not gonna fall asleep. I need a little bit of help here.
See, going back to conditioning my body, I have conditioned myself to now need sleep content, and I've made myself weaker because of
You
that.
are weak.
Yeah. I remember when I was like, when I was younger, no sleep content, no like blindfold needed. Now I need a sleep mask. I don't know when I started needing a sleep mask, but I just got used to it, and now it's just.
That's a Egyptian mummy type shit. You need to be bandaged up to fall asleep. I think it's a ploy. I think they're trying to make you into soldiers.
he's a couple of years away from like, get my sleep hat, guys.
Yeah. I think they're conditioning you to be able to fall asleep on the battlefield.
maybe.
Noise, covering your face. You're becoming the perfect soldier, John. They can make you sleep
No,
like that.
I'm weak because unless I don't have those things, I can't fall
No,
asleep.
think about it. You're in the battlefield. They give you a blindfold and 3-hour YouTube history about the speedrunning.
Oh no, I'm dead.
Sorry, black holes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down. I'm
the
down.
4-hour history of black holes.
Yeah.
And then like Gaunt's like in the battlefield and comes to bed.
No, I would be dead. You're right.
Right?
Because-
See, they're conditioning you.
Yeah. I would just
Think about
fall
that.
asleep like that. But in some ways, I'm like, why did I make myself weak? I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's like a. I don't know. It's like.
This is the same as like putting a blanket over a wild beast to calm it down. You know, it's
No,
just like,
you do something and you get used to
When's
it.
the last time we slept? When's the last time we slept together? In the same room. In the same room. In the same room. And then fuck.
Oh wow! I just found my new fucking ringtone. I'm so glad that was like isolated. God,
That was
cut that out. Cut that out.
I don't know. It's been a while. I want to say like 2 years.
Because like I was talking about Didas, and he was like, yeah, every time you sleep now, you always have to have like something over your face. And I was like, when was the last time you saw me sleep like that to know that piece of information about me?
I think the last time we were in the same room sleeping together was maybe like the Japan road trip special, maybe.
Oh my God, that was so fucking long ago. That was before I introduced
'cause we all
weakness.
used
And and I don't remember you
Yeah.
fucking mummifying yourself
Yeah,
to go to
yeah.
bed for that. So
Well, I think we also realized that, you know, when we would do these shoots, you know, the hotel rooms aren't that expensive. They're like, you know, maybe like, what are they? Like Chimango-sen sometimes for a room. Sometimes each
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like $50. And it was like, you'd get better sleep and have a bit more privacy. So
Yeah.
I think we just started doing that on shoots. And it was like, you know.
Also, a lot of y'all fucking snore and I can't sleep on that.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Chris was the only one that was bad at snoring, and Chris had this weird obsession for a while that I've convinced Chris out of not doing anymore. And I hope Chris doesn't mind me saying this, but he always wanted the. Maybe it's like a camaraderie thing, sleeping in the same room. But I was like, absolutely not. I'm not sleeping in the same room as Chris anymore because I would be. It was like the heavens trumpets, like listening to him snore. It was diabolical, and I was like, I'm not doing this.
It's like hearing a bear growl from like deep in a cave.
Yeah, and then Chris would also complain, if Chris gets 6 hours of sleep, you'll hear about it for the rest of the day. If I get 3, I'm like, well, you know.
Maybe it was your loud ass face that was keeping yourself up.
Yeah, I'm like, your motherfucker, he's like snoring so goddamn loud.
Yeah.
So I think we all just realized maybe it's just we're all better off if we get these cheap business hotel rooms and we can have your own privacy, shower whenever you want, and like
Sleep
it's just-
whenever
Also,
you
I
want.
was never the first to fall asleep at sleepovers. I swear I was always the last, and I hated being the last.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't really mind. Maybe I don't mind because I was the first one to fall asleep.
Yeah, you always.
I fall asleep pretty quick.
You at every party or whatever sleepovers, you always fall asleep
I
like
do fall asleep
like
pretty
that.
quick. Yeah.
Meanwhile, me, I'm just like, come on, Gone, fall asleep, Gone, fall
Yeah, and
asleep.
you're at the parties. You are the last. You're the last up as
Have
well.
you always been like that as a kid as well?
Yeah. I was always the last to fall asleep at the sleepover. I don't know. It just felt weird because this is like my just weird mental thing. But I'm like, when is it socially acceptable to stop talking, like at a sleepover? You know what I mean?
Well, well, this is the thing. I realized, I don't know, maybe a year or two ago, I was like, I can just say like, I'm done. Goodbye, guys.
What do you mean?
At like a social event, you can just
No.
No. We're talking about like at a
But a
sleepover
sleepover too. Same thing. You can just be like, I'm out.
I'm like,
I'm going to bed.
No,
Good night,
that's
guys.
What I'm talking about is those moments with your bros where it's late at night and you're just having like fucking deep talk or something, and it's just like,
Well, then you can't leave till the deep talk's done.
yeah. But I'm like, how long does this usually last, and when is it socially acceptable to be like, okay, when do we both agree to just stay silent? What is the conversation ender?
I think it comes naturally. There's always a point where like, you know, if there's like say more than two boys in a room at a sleepover, right? Say, you know, when you're like a kid, for example,
like
right?
when you're a kid,
and you're just fucking yapping away, you know, trying to be quiet, like, oh,
Yeah.
don't let your mum hear, blah, 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 you know,
yeah.
all that shit. At least for me, from what I remember, the moment where I knew like, all right, the night is over, is when there's at least like 15 seconds of silence. I think that's like the cue that everyone's like feeling, being like, all right, everybody has stopped yapping.
Yeah.
I think it's time. No words need to be said. It's just a natural power down.
I also saw that the duration of silence that is comfortable and acceptable in conversations is different between cultures.
Oh,
That makes sense.
In Japan, you can apparently it's like 6 seconds in a conversation is like the maximum allowed pause, like silence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whereas I think it was in Western countries, I think it was like 3 or 4.
I can vibe with that.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, maybe
if I was chatting with you and then 4 seconds passed, you didn't say anything, I think I would be uncomfortable. But 3 seconds, I'd be like, all right. But 6, I'd be like,
Wait, does 1 second really make a difference though?
I think so. Yeah,
Really?
I think when you're having a chat with someone,
Well, let's try it now. We're having a podcast.
We can't be silent in a podcast.
Let's just test it out with our audience, right? Okay. So, what do you say? Like 3 seconds?
yeah. See, it's kind of uncomfortable.
I really want audio-only listeners to be like, wait, where do they go? Did my Spotify fuck up?
Sometimes, you know.
All right. Let's limit test. 6 seconds. All right.
All right, go.
All right.
Well, no, you gotta pose like a question or say something.
Yeah. So, how's your day been?
You're not bad.
That was, first of all, that wasn't 6 seconds.
That was like 5.
That was like 3.
That
was
was not. Was that 6 seconds?
Really?
Well, did you know also your internal clock?
Yeah.
You get worse at keeping track of time as you get older. So that would explain why.
Nah,
All right,
that's
well,
just,
thanks for fucking calling out my age. Then.
It's true.
That's just your sense of rhythm.
I watched it in the Vsauce video.
Well, shit, if Michael said it, then it must be true.
Michael said it.
But
Yeah, it's an uncomfortable thing, you know,
Yeah,
to
it
have
is.
a pause and not, or at least a pause that feels like there's nothing like coming after it.
Okay, but do you feel that way with, like, say, for example, people that you know and love and, you know, have had conversations of
I don't
all
love anyone.
sorts and stuff like that? And, like, I get it when it comes to, like, say, like, someone you met for the first time, or if it's, like, a friend of a friend that showed up to whatever function you're at, right?
yeah.
And there's, like, a 3-second pause. Yeah, okay, at that point, it could be a little bit awkward, but, like, I don't know, say, like, with, like, your best friends or, like, your partners or, like, your parents. Do you still feel that level of awkwardness even if it's 3 seconds?
I try to give a lead up noise to let them know I'm like thinking about something.
Oh, like. Oh, so it's
brother is literally the main character from Scrubs. He would
sometimes
just
I'll-
like check out for 6
No, brother is literally the Wii. Like when it's like loading the CD and it makes the noise. It's
sometimes
like,
I'll be
I'm
like-
working. Don't
No.
worry.
Sometimes I'll be like, give me a second, or like, let me think.
So you do Minecraft Village and all
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, and then because I also think that like when I'm talking to people, I think when you rush to answer certain questions, it like comes off as I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it makes you sound dumber
Yeah.
when you rush to answer things.
Yeah.
Whereas opposed to somebody who maybe is willing to.
It's a power move.
I think if you're
the-
comfortable to take your time and have a thought with something, I think it's it's
The
reasonable.
power move when it comes to like thinking about your response is just like it's an aura. You know?
Don't say anything. You just go. This is like our alpha calls. Don't fucking say a word. Just sit there on Zoom and look at the webcam.
Silence speaks volumes. So dumb.
I mean, it kind of does, in a way. If
Hold
you
up, my
use it-
brain is horrifying me right now. One moment.
If you use it correctly, I've just never used it correctly, I think.
Yeah, I don't think I've used it correctly.
What's the correct way?
I don't know. I mean, because sometimes you can come off as indecisive. And so I think there's a balance you need to strike in how often you use it and when you use it. But I think generally it's, people are very, I've never gotten impatient with someone who's like, let me think for a second.
Yeah.
It's like, hurry up.
Yeah, I've never felt that way. So then why would I then think that I can't have that time?
Well,
for
I think it
myself?
also depends on the question as well, right?
Well,
Like if it warrants a deeper response,
true.
then okay, yeah, I'm more willing to like give you like 3 to 5 seconds. But if it's like a fucking yes or no question,
are you a quick person with a menu to decide?
Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
yeah. But that makes sense though, right? Because especially if it's like a bigger menu, for example, and you know, some people are more indecisive than others. That's fine. I'm not going to fault them for that.
Yeah.
But again, if it's like just a simple response where like you really don't need that much time to think, and they're just like, hold on a second.
Yeah, but sometimes I
I'll
see
be like,
people like
all right,
really
come on,
beating themselves up about it. Like it's like, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, I don't know what to order, man. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's not that big of a deal.
It's fine, man.
I also love to do this. Like I'm like cucking myself. I'm like, I will pick something, and the moment the server comes, I'll just swap in my head. I'll be like, no.
I do that as well.
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah.
I feel like I do this now 90% of the time. I'll pick something and I'll be like, just kidding.
Or is
And then
that-
but like I haven't told anyone what I'm getting, just to myself. I'll like sabotage myself.
I mean,
I'll like,
yeah, there's also that classic scenario,
Yeah.
like say we're all at a restaurant together, Gon orders first, and then it's you, and then by
Well,
the time
that
it gets
sounds
to me,
good.
then I'm like,
Yeah.
shit, I think I'll get that actually. You know, that's fine as
yeah.
well.
But then I've thought about it, and every time I spend more than 10 seconds thinking about it, I go, you know, I think back to when I've ordered. Not once after a restaurant, like 2 days later, have I ever thought about did I order the right thing? You know what I mean?
No,
I've never thought that. In my life.
I've thought that in my life before.
What?
Because
Wait, you've ruminated on a
You've
menu
been like,
order?
Fuck! What did I?
Oh,
God,
come on.
Stupid God.
Like 2 days later, you're just like sweating at your desk, being like, "Why did I get the garlic bread?"
Branzino, why did I get that? I don't even know what that is.
Because it's never when you're just like, because it's always when I doubt myself, right? Every single time I'm like, I think I want this. And then you doubt yourself and like, maybe I'll go out of my comfort zone this time and try something a little different. Every single time I'm like, it's never as good as what I thought it was.
No, of
I
course
should have just gone with my gut instinct. I know best
Yeah, of course
for
not.
myself.
That's why now I'm at that point in my life where I'm like, you know what? The explorative part of me is like, you know what? Maybe I should try out something new. This is the 10th time I've been to this restaurant. I'll try something else on the menu. And then the moment the waiter gets there, being like, bring the usual.
Yeah, especially on like a restaurant you go to a lot where I'm like,
Yeah.
the times when you think, you know, I've been to this restaurant 100 times, maybe this 101th time, I'll try something different just to spice things up. Nope, always a mistake.
No.
I should have just trusted my guts.
Every time I go to Midtown barbecue,
Yeah.
I'm always getting that pulled pork sandwich. Everything else, I'm just like, you know what? That sounds good. Or that sounds good. I'm like, nah, this is what I've decided on
How
already.
much choice do you think menus actually need? Because there are some restaurants where I'm like, there is too much food on this
One
menu.
page. One page.
One page?
If it should fit on one page.
That's why I love the mom and pop like ramen places that have like 4 things on the menu.
It should be like one side food, second side like maybe drinks.
Yeah.
If you can fit it all in one,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, I think some drinks as well. Well, I guess in Japan it's kind of like you can always ask,
yeah.
and like they normally have some drinks like always. Like they'll always have like tea of some kind,
Yes.
or like I don't know, soft drinks. You can normally bet they'll have ginger ale.
But there are some like Italian restaurants I've been to, especially in America, where they give you like
Christ,
a
yes.
fucking wine catalog of a menu.
Oh my fuck. It's like a yellow pages of like pasta. I'm like,
It's like, where's S?
I'm like, how are you making all this in time?
Yeah, right?
What kind of preparations do you have
Like,
behind the
let me
scenes
see
there?
your fridge. Like, where are you keeping all these ingredients?
I have this weird mental thing where for some reason when I order fish in Japan, it's it's fish in Japan. But then when I order fish in like the UK or America, I'm like, yes, I'm a distinguished eater. I don't know why I feel this way in my head. In my head, I think this is like a complete me thing that I've made up. But I feel like I don't know. I feel like I'm like, yes, I'm fancy. I eat fish. I don't know why.
I don't think there's ever been one situation where someone ordered fish and that was like,
But
damn, what an esteemed gentleman.
But I've never said this out loud. But this is like a thing that I felt in my head.
Well, until now.
Well, now I've said it out loud. So people are going to judge me whenever I order fish. But,
Yeah.
But for some reason, and I know I don't like farm for acknowledgement or anything like that. I just think it in my head. I'm like, damn, the fish sounds fancy.
I kind of get that.
Yeah.
But also
Because
because
the fish always sounds a bit more daring to some extent than a...
Proceeds to order fish and chips.
Yeah, well, you know, like, I don't know, when they have like a
Boiis.
grilled fish or something, it's like, wow, a grilled fish.
I will
In
say,
America, wow.
I will say, at least in the West, right? You are reminding me about every time I go off my comfort zone, it's always to order the fish as the main dish.
Yeah, right? Because I feel like I'm taking a risk.
And I've enjoyed it, but I don't think I've ever had a moment where I've ordered the fish dish. I've looked over at the fucking steak or whatever, or the burger that they've ordered, and I'm like, damn, I've made the right decision. I think subconsciously,
No.
even if the fish slaps, I'm like, I think the steak looks better though.
Oh. I had this whole fish when I was in LA last week, and they had like char grilled the shit out of it. A ton of sauce, covered it in like, it was like a dry rub, like Mexican spices.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, Japan would be too afraid to add this much.
Oh, they would be. No, I think it's because
And it was
Like,
beautiful.
spicy and fish?
It was like spicy. I was like, damn, this is why I gotta make sure I try like fish outside of Japan still.
Yeah,
even though
I-
Japan's like super, you know, obviously people never want to take me to fish places.
I think
outside
it's
of Japan.
because in the Western dishes as well, the fish dish is just never as filling as.
That's true. That's, I do have to get sides.
Yeah,
even
yeah,
if I
yeah.
get a whole ass fish.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I
true.
finished
I
the
get
fish.
sides.
It's
Broccolini.
great.
Yeah,
You're in America.
broccolini.
You're in America. It's great, but I always finish the dish, and I'm like, that was fucking great. I would have been more full if I got the burger though.
Yeah, I don't know. When I'm like not in Japan, my taste reverts back to like my early 20s and like late teens where I'm just like, the chicken. Give me that.
Well, it's because you know
Burger, give me that.
You know, I think you know what hits in the countries you're in,
Yeah.
and like when you see like some fried chicken on the menu, you're just like, you know that's gonna be
Yeah.
good.
Oh yeah, no. If I'm visiting a country for the first time, obviously
No,
I'll be
like the country, right?
explorative.
Like,
yeah.
you just, I think you know based on the food they're good at, which one they'll
Yes.
probably get right.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I wouldn't get fish in certain countries.
Yeah.
Like even in Wales, I would be very skeptical of ordering like fish dishes. I'd rather
Yeah.
just get lamb. You know?
Right. Yeah.
It's like I know they'll crush the lamb,
Yeah.
and not so much fish because it's just not as common to eat it in the UK.
Yeah.
Although I know it is popular.